So can everybody hear me fine?
Yes, we can.
Great. So let's start. My name is Kiran Kandade, and I'm a lecturer in entrepreneurship and leadership here at Brunel Business School. And my research area is family businesses and small businesses. So, which also is another aspect of entrepreneurship. So today we are, as you will see, our family business sustainable family research lab has three co-founders, Nan Chiang, Joyce Ko, and myself, Kiran Kandade. Both Joyce and Nan have some personal emergencies today, due to which they cannot make it, but they will probably be there tomorrow and on Thursday, very definitely. And thank you all for turning on your videos. Just show of hands, you can just raise your hand. How many of you will be in the room on Thursday physically? All right. Richard, I didn't see yours, so you won't be there? Okay, understood. Okay, thank you. So here's what we're going to do. Today, I would like this to be interactive. So please let us, do interrupt me when you need to. But before I go on, let me just introduce to you Paul. Paul Andrews is going to be our guest speaker on Thursday. So he's going to come and he's going to say, Paul Andrews is, I'll leave it to Paul to introduce yourself very briefly and quickly, Paul.
Thanks, Kiran. Yeah, my name is Paul Andrews. I run Family Business United, which I founded back in 2011. It's an organisation that champions and celebrates family businesses across the world, ostensibly here in the UK. We run a whole event programme, resource bank and website for family business owners, from startups right through to multi-generational family firms, innovative events. And I'm delighted. I've been doing this for about 30 years, but since 2011 as Family Business United. Yeah, I'd be delighted to join you on Thursday and share our journey and share some other thoughts around what innovative family firms are doing, some of the entrepreneurial things they're doing, and also some of the challenges they're facing. So no, I'm glad to be here this morning. Apologies, I'm not going to be here for too long, but I just thought it'd be good to get a flavour for what's going on and be with you on Thursday.
Oh, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much. So the thing is that I would have liked to spend a little bit of time, since there's only 6 of us here, 5 of us here. I would like to spend just a quick, literally less than a minute if each person, I'll call upon you, and you could just tell me what is this business that you work in, or which industry is it in. That itself, that will be fine. Okay, and why you are here. All right, so I'm going to start with Elma, because you are on the top left of my screen. So go for it, Elma.
Hi, good morning. So my name is Elmer. I'm working for a group of companies, family business. They work in events and properties, and we function as an outsourced accounts department for them. We also do payroll and HR administration, and I would like to take away from this course how we can support them better with their growth plan.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Elma. Welcome. Jamie?
Hi, everyone. So I work for a company called Comfort Plus Products. It was set up by my granddad and uncle 25 years ago. They have since retired, and my uncle's come back in slightly. And until last year, it was my brother-in-law. My mum is a director. Like I said, my uncle's come back in. So they were running the business, but as of January this year, I've taken over as managing director. And we help the elderly with independence, specifically supporting them with riser recliner chairs and adjustable beds. And so I'm looking forward to this course. Family business is all I've ever known.
Yes.
So I'm looking for some good guidance there and to hear what the others think of it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're a third generation family business.
Third generation, yeah. So the business it's gone to a half decent size now. We have about 42 employees.
Okay.
Not so many family members now, but that comes part of it as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Shika?
Hi, I am Shika, or Darshika is my full name, Darshika Patel. And I work in a business that belongs to my brother, younger brother. I've come in from corporate. I'm a management consultant with experience across 10 different industries, working across 35 countries. And he asked me to join the firm as the COO. It's a data analytics consultancy firm. And the type of work that we do is providing insights or deliver insights to regulated clients, financial services primarily, or in oil and gas, insurance companies. And the reason why I joined was effectively we needed to scale. He wanted to scale the company across geographies as well as service lines. So where it was primarily consultancy, we also created then now a group of companies that have now complicated enough. So we created it into a group, but then destructured it as well, where it's a recruiting firm, a consultancy, but also a startup in the sense of technology is obviously changing. So we've got a startup mode as well. So I no longer work as in the group. I'm now the business development person in the startup company. And although it's funded by my brother, he's not involved at all. So
You are running it.
we sink or we either swim or sink. And it's a couple of us that are running it, but we're like, oh my God, what do we do? Yeah, so.
Okay, so you're definitely going to swim. There's no sinking going to happen here. Shikha. Richard, can I ask you to quick introduction and why you are here? You're muted, Richard.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah. We've been on the Help to Grow campaign for a number of years, and recently carried out a refresher. We've got a chartered building company which I run alongside my wife and other family members, and there's a certain different synergy within family businesses which don't also quite fit the models which are quite often discussed at the Help to Grow strategies and stuff, because there's a lot more entwinement, and his purpose of being here today is to look and understand how other people deal with that.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Richard. Clive, sorry, I do not know why I suddenly started sneezing. Clive, would you like to give us an introduction of yourself and what you're hoping to get from here?
Hi, my name is Clive. Run a company called Team Medic. We are a private ambulance company based in Mayfair. Been running the company since 2011. It's a family-run company, and both my wife and I are the owners of the company. So ultimately, it's just an interesting topic in terms of family growth. Family businesses. Just wanted to see what kind of value I could get from these next 3 days.
Excellent. Thank you. Welcome, Clive. Ali, welcome to you. Would you like to turn on your camera and your microphone?
Good morning.
Good morning, Ali.
Good morning, everyone. This is Ali. I'm in basically real estate and financing. So based in Marylebone, not far from Clive, actually. And so we work with the investors outside the UK wants to invest in the UK. We do development ourselves and help others to develop. We also raise finance for developers, business owners, etc., through corporate finance, bridging finance, development finance, and that sort of thing. I was part of the team of 3 previously last year. So we changed the vision and the direction of the business. So we understood that we have different vision for the business. So we went different ways. So I started the whole thing in the past 4 or 5 months ago, and working with the previous clients, etc. So the reason I'm here is I understand it's a family business, and normally you're dealing with a small family businesses. So that's where I am. So family of 1, if you like, and possibly growing hopefully soon, and just see what I can get from the value of people, from the course and other people here.
Excellent. Thank you, Ali. Welcome. Kevan, are you recording? Have you started recording?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay, because I did not get the notification. So,
His recording is on the left-hand side.
oh, okay, all right, okay, excellent. So just to let you all know that we are recording this session, all right, and for those who were not able to attend today, so we'll do that. So this session is going to be quite interactive. So please keep your phones with you, because I'm going to be showing you a QR code for you to be entering some feedback and some thoughts and sharing your thoughts, etc. So what we're going to do here is we are from the Sustainable Family Enterprises Research Lab, where we support family businesses. And to talk about what you said, Ali, every family business starts off as a founder startup organization. It's as it grows, as family members enter, as next generations enter, that it takes on an idiosyncratic form typical of family businesses. So every startup is potentially could be a family business as it grows, if that is the intention. So this is our Sustainable Family Enterprises Research Lab, where we support family businesses through research, through education, through dissemination of information, etc. So in this program, we have 2 online webinars today, tomorrow, and on Thursday we will have the full day session. We have Dr. Joyce Ko, Dr. Nanjiang, myself, Kiran Kandade, and Nan and Joyce are unfortunately some emergencies. Totally coincidentally, both of them have had emergency situations due to which they can't make it today. But hopefully, at least Nan will be there tomorrow, and on Thursday, both of them will be there. So we will see it. So what are we talking about today? We want to talk about managing sustainable growth. Okay, it's easy to say, okay, we grow and then we come back to status quo. We grow and come back. So we don't want to do, no business wants to do a 3 steps forward, 2 steps backward kind of journey, right? So what we're trying to do over here is, I want to ask you, first of all, can you either pick up your phone, or if on your computer, you can go to this web, polev.com/Kiran Kandade. And in one word, literally, this is your challenge. One word answer, what is your biggest business challenge? If you have to use 2 words, hyphenate them. Otherwise, they get separated. So if you must use 2 or 3 words, hyphenate them. What is your biggest business challenge? Growth? Yes. That is invariably a huge challenge, and sustainable growth. Anyone else? Technology, yes. Because technology keeps changing, okay? Innovation, yes, being innovative is so important, and innovation and growth are so much tied together. If technology keeps changing, we have to keep innovating to meet, or to either to leverage, to harness the technology, or to be able to use new technologies, right? Skill sets, indeed. You need the skill sets. So you need talent within your organization. You need the right people who have to give you the right skill, and revenue. Yes, very true. If we don't make revenue, if we don't make profits, that is the purpose of a business. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay, so I'm going to move to the next one. I want you to now tell me, when I change the screen, AI is definitely. So how many of you feel aligned with something that you didn't write? If you didn't write efficiency or technology, I like that efficiency as a challenge also. Very common. How many of you feel that a lot of these apply to you as well? Yeah, you may have written growth or you may have written technology, but other things also apply to you. Okay, now when you were starting a business or when you were joining a business, people give you advice all the time. Huh? People love to give advice. Okay, so tell me here you can type a sentence. All right, what's the most memorable business, even the worst? Okay, if it was the worst business advice, tell me that, or the best, okay, business advice that you ever got from anybody. You don't have to tell me who the person was. You can type out a sentence. What is the most memorable business advice you ever received? As I said, you can either use the QR code and okay, great. Invest in yourself first. Was that a good advice or a bad advice according to you? Is it a good advice? Okay.
Very good advice.
All right. Yeah, it starts with your mindset. An entrepreneurial mindset is an actual thing, a growth mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset. These are really existing things. And we can change our mindset. Just start. Okay. I'm looking for somebody who got a bad advice, which hopefully you didn't take. Okay. No matter what you deliver, people remember how you made them feel. I love that. Yes. Yeah, do things your way. These are such amazing pieces of advice. If you fail, at least you fail from your own convictions. Yes, and then you can change and try again. Excellent. Anybody else? All right. All these are excellent pieces of advice. All these are really excellent, and I'm so glad that none of you even remember the bad advice that you have received, which I'm sure everybody has got. Oh, business plan before you start. Okay. Would the person who wrote this want to explain why is it a bad advice? I think it was
do
Abraham.
it. That's
Sorry.
me. That's
Yeah,
me. I can do it. So I'm also the one who said no matter what you deliver, and people remember how you made them feel. The business plan before you start for me personally was around, because I came from corporate and there's a particular way of everything needs to be done. And when I'm in a small business, family business, and I need to scale, I need to think about everything so differently. The concept of fail fast, all of that, that strategic plans, business plans, they're never going to be the final version. And never, so for me personally, it might not be a bad thing for everybody, but for me personally, it was about kind of moving away from have a general idea of where you're going, but get started, right? There's time is money. We need to get started. There's developers waiting to make a product. We need to just start. So yeah, that's the background behind behind. But
excellent.
there must be a space for it somewhere if you want to learn.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so what you're saying is that you can't have a perfect plan. You can
Yes.
have the concept of a plan. I think it was Abraham Lincoln who said, if I'm going to spend 6 hours cutting down a tree, I'm going to spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. Okay, so preparation is key. Okay, undoubtedly preparation is key, but there can be such a thing as over preparation also. You don't need an external mentor. Absolutely, I agree. I agree that it is really bad advice, particularly when you need an outside voice. You need somebody. So what is the hallmarks of a mentor? A hallmarks of a mentor is somebody who's invested in your success and who has wisdom. All right. I mean, if you have young children, your children, of course, are invested in your success because your success means a life for them, but they are not probably the best ones to give you advice. All right. So, indeed, having an external mentor who is not impacted directly by the success or failure of the business or the growth of the business, at the same time, who is personally vested in you. Okay, whether it's a paid mentorship or it's a coach or somebody, and somebody who's got the wisdom, right? So these are excellent, very, very good. And I'm so glad that you can remember these things. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Today, we're going to develop some competitive business sustainable strategies, and we have only 2 hours, so it's quite a challenge. We're going to use some diagnostic models to evaluate our business trends and how to apply best practices. So let's get going quickly. All right. We're going to talk about some family business DNA and how what do leading family businesses do to use their values and legacy to stay competitive. And then we will do a little bit of a reflection of you on your own family business. And then how about crafting strategic solutions, and then a wrap up. And I will be giving you a little bit of work for you to do before you come tomorrow. All right. So there's homework in this. All right. Right. So here's the thing. What is your connection? You just have to choose the one that is right for you. Okay, you're a family member. All right. There's 7 of us. Yeah, including Paul. No, 7, not counting me. Yeah. All right. Anybody else wants to let us know? But you've already introduced yourself, so that's fine. Okay. We have 2 people who are professional advisors to family enterprise. That's good. That's excellent. Right. Okay. What do you think is the number 1 key to long-term family business success? If you had to pick just one, if you were not allowed to pick more than one, maybe you might feel that some others also contribute to long-term family business success. But if you had to pick one, let me, can you guys see it, or do you need the QR code? Okay. I come from a family business myself, by the way. My parents had a business which they started. And I will tell you that my father was the managing director and the CEO of the business, while my mother handled the manufacturing and production. Okay. I think they brought the business up to great heights, and then they got very old, and the business went over the hump and then started slipping down. All right. Today, both my parents are no longer alive, and my sister is running it, and she has taken it back up again. But the company had actually gone down badly. And I think one of the things was that leadership was not a forte. My father was a visionary. He had visions and goals and strategies and plans, but I think what he did not have is the leadership to build up others, the leadership to create a strong second line, the leadership to empower employees and to create an engaged workforce. Yeah. So there's a lot of good answers over here. Okay. But to talk about resilience, okay, resilience is one of the, because we're going to have problems, and family businesses have this hidden card of the family. All right. Now, why do family businesses differ from non-family businesses? First of all, culture and values are much stronger in family business. 74% of family businesses, 74% of family businesses have higher level of values and culture than non-family businesses. By the way, I will share these slides with you later. Okay, so these pieces of information, as you'll go later, there will be other frameworks, etc., that you can use. Okay, in 71% of family businesses, decision making is faster and more streamlined, because typically there is somebody who owns it and who takes ownership and who takes responsibility and can do it. Okay. 72% of them measure success not with just profit and growth, because remember, the family business is also the source of income for the family. Right. So it also provides the wealth and the income the family sustains on that business. So it's not just profit and growth. It is more entrepreneurial. All right. And all these other things. Also, they find it harder to access capital because they typically tend to go within the family to get capital if they are not necessarily to to venture capitalists or to banks, etc. Okay. Another thing is they need to work harder to recruit. My sister runs the family business in India, and she runs an extremely profitable, very good business. And she always says, I find it difficult to attract talent. Okay, because they don't want to come to a small business. And also they feel that, non-family employees know this, that there's a glass ceiling in family businesses. I'm never going to sit on that CEO's chair, no matter how good I am. I am going to get to a point, and then that's where I'm going to be. So a lot of good talent sometimes just says, I don't want to. All right. I don't want to join a family business. So there you need to work harder to recruit and retain talent. All right. Now, regarding family resilience and business sustainability, a recent 2023 study on McKinsey showed that resilient family businesses have strong governance models. We're going to talk today about governance models, okay? Documented succession plans. We're going to talk about that. And this leads to 3 times higher survival rates. The thing to remember is that family businesses are really great because they give you a wealth beyond profit and growth, because they do socio-economic wealth as well. But they have very high mortality rate. Okay. About 10% of family businesses make it into the 3rd generation. 10%. Okay. And a meager 4% make it into the 4th generation. So that is the number of businesses that we just lose along the way. So resilient family businesses, when they have strong governance models, when they have documented succession plans, you find that they have 3 times higher succession rates. Okay. Family businesses that reinvest instead of only prioritizing high dividends to themselves tend to outperform their peers 12% by 12% over time. Right. And finally, family businesses that focus on strategic decision making, not only tactical decisions. Okay, the 92% of family businesses that do outperform non-family counterparts maintain 40% ownership. They allow strategic patience. They don't look for instant gratification of taking the money out. Okay, I'm not saying one shouldn't lead a good life, but if one is looking for the resilience and the longevity of the family business, then these are some of the things that contribute to resilience, right? So why do we need resilience? You can have a crisis. In a crisis, one can renew. And there's a book. I don't know how many of you have read that book. Jim Collins, Good to Great. Okay, the name of the book is called Good to Great by Jim Collins. All right, it's quite an old book, but it's really excellent because it talks about some of the things that good companies have adopted in order to become great. Okay, that's why the book is called Good to Great. So the companies that Jim Collins and his team studied were all companies that were doing well. And then over a period of 15 or 20 years, they made the leap into great. All right. So I strongly recommend that book. What happens is when you have family resilience, when there's a crisis, it brings family members together rather than dividing them. It gives a wake-up call and lets people reappraise what their priorities are. Okay, the relationships they invest in relationships rather than derailing relationships and functioning. Okay, and are able to innovate and able to create value. So this is what creates families resilience in family businesses. Now here is something I want you to see: the market performance of family businesses. Okay, which is therefore it's very sad when family businesses die. Okay, because just look at how they outperform from 2004 to 2022, and particularly in times of crisis. I will share another, when I share these slides with you, I will share another screen of during COVID time, how family businesses outperformed non-family counterparts, right? So here is something that you will see that across from 2004 till 2022, family businesses, owned companies have been steadily, consistently outperforming. All right. Now, obviously, this doesn't talk about the family businesses who have died along the way. So we need to have that resilience. All right. So why do they survive? Because they are adaptable and resilient. These are the ones that will oh, I do have this screen. I thought I had hidden this thing. During the Great Recession, during the COVID-19 downturn, even then you see, look at the difference in family businesses as compared to non-family owned businesses, right? So therefore, all of you have got one kind of treasure in your hands. And I think that if you invest in making your family businesses resilient, then you are poised for growth. You're poised for taking it in from generation to generation, longevity and prosperity. All right. So what do you need? What is needed is family to stay united. All right. Family to be able to make important directions for the business and assets. To produce enough family talent. Okay, there is something called as disguised employment that happens in family businesses. What is disguised employment? So, Jamie, you are the third generation family business owner and manager of the business. Now, since your grandparents, your grandfather started it, okay, it's come from his next generation, which was siblings, from that next generation into the cousins federation, as I call it. Okay, the cousins federation, once it comes in, there will be some people over there who are either not skilled enough to join the business or not interested in joining the business, or simply otherwise for lack of, just not capable of joining it. But still, because they have inherited the inheritance is the same as for you, right, Jamie? So what happens is that if they are not able to get any other jobs, you're forced to give them a job in the company sometimes, just because they have shares or ownership, etc. So we have disguised employment, whereas family businesses need to focus on getting talent, on producing talent, on attracting talent, right? And reinvestment in the company. When we have this, we have family resilience, right? You look at this screen and first generation, all right, you will see that they are able to perform 3 times as they're able to have profitability, all right, that goes, and the profitability that is 3 times. By fifth generation, if they are not resilient, they deteriorate in their performance. So therefore, this is, I mean, all this is to talk to you about how it is important to invest in making your business and your family resilient, right? So what I want you to do now is I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of you. So we'll have 3 breakout rooms. And right. So what I want you to do is you're going to go for 10 minutes into your breakout room. Okay. And you're going to have a discussion. I would like you, since there's 3 of you, I would like you to encourage each of you to contribute. I want you to talk about, in your opinion, what makes a family business resilient, in your experience, what makes a family business resilient, and share an example from your own business, from your family, from your business, that makes your business, or a business that you have observed, or a business that you serve, that a family business. Shika, I know you said you serve family businesses, all right? So do that, and once you discuss it, come to a conclusion on 1 or 2 main key insights, okay? And have one person from your group sharing it with the room. Are we clear about what's going to happen in the breakout rooms? Yes, Paul?
Kieran, just sorry briefly, everyone. So I'm going to leave you now. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Good luck with the rest of the day. I've enjoyed it already, so I think you've got lots of learning to do. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday and sharing my thoughts with you then. So have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the morning, and well done, Kieran. Great start. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Paul. We look forward to seeing you Thursday. Okay, so Simon, or K1, can you help me to put them into groups, breakout rooms, please? So no need to put Sinman and you and me, of course, but I'm not sure. Kevan, are you still here?
Breakout rooms do you need?
Sorry?
How many breakout rooms do you
Three.
need?
3 breakout rooms, 3 people per room. 3 people per room. Any questions on the breakout room exercise, guys?
No.
Okay. All right. Because I don't know whether you will be able to see this screen once you go into your breakout rooms. So can you just note down what you are supposed to do? And you will be randomly assigned to breakout rooms.
I'm going to start them now.
Yes, thank you. And 10 minutes, please, Kevan. All right. Yes. Oh, there's 4. No, take out Sinman and put Shika in room 3. Sinman doesn't have to join a room. He can go from room to just monitor them. Thank you, Sinman.
Sorry, I'm not.
Can you take Sinman out of the breakout thing? Is that possible, Kevan?
No,
Oh.
I can't just move him.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, it's
Okay.
okay. I can just don't join the room. That's
Yeah,
fine.
just don't join. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give Sinman co-host this one. If I make you a co-host, then hey, there's there's Sinman. Yeah, here. Why can't I make him a co-host, Kevan?
No, it's okay, Kiran. No worries about it.
Okay. All right.
I can make him, and I will now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So we still have Raj. Hi, Raj. I'm sorry we were already in the discussion when you joined, but would you like to join the room? You are in room 1. If you can go ahead.
Oh, I think Raj just messaged saying that he cannot stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's Vanessa. Vanessa is in room 3. Okay. So breakout rooms are closed. Hi, Sinman.
Hello.
Hey. Okay. So who was in room 1? That was Elma and Jamie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of you like to just summarize your discussion and what your key insights that you both came up with?
Yeah, I think Elma's going to give some insights, and then I was going to give an example.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
Okay, so one of the things that I said that
Oh,
was
1 second. Hold on. I need to share the screen again because it stopped sharing, right? Where's the share gone away? Here. Okay. Do you guys see my screen now?
yes.
Okay. All right. Great. Go ahead, Alma. Sorry.
So our highlight was about talent, ensuring that the right talents are being allocated to the right people within the organization so that they ensure that it will enable them to grow. It will enable them to have impact and conversations around teams that is relevant so that they can grow as a family and as a
Very well said.
a business.
Very well said. Excellent. Before you go ahead, Jamie, I want to share another quote by Jim Collins from the same book, Good to Great. One of his findings was that people are not your biggest asset. The right people are. The right people are your biggest asset. All right. And he says the biggest quote from Jim Collins is get the right people on the bus, get the wrong people off the bus, and then start driving the bus. So yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I was just going to use an example from our company that we had one family member that was put into, so when it moved to the next generation, and he won't mind me saying this, he was moved into the managing director position, but he wasn't a leader himself. He almost got put into that position, and it led to the company having plateau of growth for probably about 5 to 8 years, around that sort of time, because he wasn't comfortable. He wasn't driven in that way. You know, it wasn't the right seat for him. And yeah, that did have quite bad consequences for the company, not long term,
Okay.
but you
Okay.
know, we didn't grow for a long time.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that was just an example of what.
Amazing example. Like I told you, my own father, he was an amazing visionary, but in terms of leadership, he did not build a second line. He did not empower his employees to make decisions. And my father literally had a heart attack and died at his desk without having had a second line. All right. The company almost died. My sister, who lives there and who decided to take it forward, she was like, I don't even know how to run this company. I don't understand anything about the company. And then there were certain other circumstances that happened due to which she has taken it forward in such a different way. It is booming today. All right. But it could have very well died. Right. So great insight. So room 2 is Richard, right? Richard and Ali. Would you guys like to share your insights from your discussion? Both of you are muted, Ali and Richard.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. No, we were discussing about sort of the current situation in our company. As it's also a family company, you're sort of a lot closer to the people you're working with. But
Right.
after 18 months of being extremely busy, we started going a bit flat on the work. And you can then suddenly see the people's shoulders drop. And, you know, they're all worried about whether there's going to be enough work, who's going to get laid off first and stuff like that. But at the same time, I told them just to keep on doing what they're going to do. The situation will change because we haven't done anything wrong. And it's just the market that's changed and not us. And, you know, and then suddenly we started getting the orders back in and you just see the whole demeanour of the guys suddenly change. You know, the atmosphere on the sites all changes. And, you know, it's really just as a company and as a company that's surrounded by people that work together for a long time, you just got to maintain that faith in yourselves, because if you know you're going to do a good job, and
Yes.
there isn't many people out there that, which, you know, a lot of our customers have been with us for 15 years. They haven't been going out elsewhere, and nor will they. It's just more the fact they didn't have the orders to place. And that was just the market conditions. And so you've got to have faith in yourself and keep the team together and be ready for when that opportunity comes along.
So what's the key insight? I love the example. So what are you saying is what is it that contributed to resilience?
Well, the whole group of people knowing each other for so long,
The
working
relationship,
together.
the dynamics, the relationship, the trust in one another. Excellent. Very good story and very good insight. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And now we have Shika and who was your partner, Shika?
My partner was Clive, although I think he might have dropped off.
Oh, okay.
But I can give the summary.
Sure.
So our conversation was around the ability to pivot in the moments of crisis, and the example came up around obviously what we had to do in and around the pandemic. Clive's example was that 60% of his business was in and around events. And just as a reminder, it was a private ambulatory service. And that overnight went away. So they needed to very quickly figure out how are they going to kind of survive. And they came back to, and I'll say this example, but it was a very similar thing to what we did as well, where, you know, in fact, for us, it was about 80% of our business was overseas because we were performing for clients overseas. And we obviously couldn't travel. We couldn't go. So we also needed to pivot. And ultimately what it did, what in this resilience, it was a moment of having trust and faith and confidence, self-confidence in your core skill set, and being able to kind of like recreate an opportunity, or where is the need now? Where is the demand? And let's match that with what my core skill set is. And hence the formation of his new company, which was around clinical clean, he called it, where they took the expertise of what they did. The core fundamental was they had the ability to clean ambulances and or to a high spec of infection control, and they took that as their USP and then brought that into the marketplace. And in a similar way, we did the same, where we took what is our core expertise, data analytics, and or taking data to the cloud. Everyone's moving to the cloud, so we also spun up a new company where we're now migrating data to the cloud to allow everybody to work remotely and or do whatever they need. Therefore, no longer needing to parachute in consultants from around the world. So yeah, that's
So what I'm hearing you say, Shika, is Darshika, you said your name is, right?
Dashika, yeah, Dashika,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So, Shika, what I'm hearing you say is you're talking about, in terms of resilience, you're talking about diversification. Okay. Pivoting is a very reactive thing. Okay. Diversification is very proactive. Right? So diversification is one of the things that we're going to be talking about here that builds resilience in a company. Okay. So we've come up with 3 fantastic insights. We've talked about the importance of people and talent. We've talked about the importance of relationships and trust. And we've talked about the importance of being able to diversify. Right? These are some of the things that give these family businesses some level of resilience. Okay. The thing is, in a family business, at the heart of the family business is some of these things. Now, my own research in family businesses focuses on relationships. Okay, and the dynamics of relationships and the importance of relationships and how relationships inform business successes, how relationships actually lead to, okay, and can actually be the downfall of as well. Now, typically, family businesses have values which comes from the family. All right. When I was doing my research, I was interviewing a family business in India, and this family business came from a very very traditional community. I mean, the family, the traditional, the community which they came was the Jain community, and they were vegetarians, and not only vegetarians, alcohol was not possible. I mean, whole host of things. When they started the company, and the company was very successful, and today they have about 500 employees. What did they, when the founder, who's the father, now he has 2 sons also running the business with him, he said when they interview people, they say, are you a vegetarian? Literally. Okay. They say, in our company, we will not hire anybody who's not a vegetarian. Okay. Now, okay, in the UK, you might turn around and say, Jesus, that's an invasion into my privacy or something of that sort. But they brought that values into the business. All right. So it's always the case, which is why immigrants are very highly entrepreneurial in nature, because they don't have the ability. Sometimes they don't have education to get jobs, etc. What do immigrants do? The cultures that they come from, they bring those cultural values into the businesses. So you have to remember one thing, the values are very, very critical in family businesses because they come along with the family. Building strong relationships, these are all the things that are at the heart of family businesses. So now let's talk about the growth. Okay, the DNA, or what is it? You've talked about some of the things that have given resilience. We've talked about talent. We've talked about relationships and relationship dynamics. And Shika, you talked about, sorry, what was that again? Remind me.
Diversification.
Oh, the diversification. Yes, that's right. Okay. So when you talk about what is the Ernst & Young came up with this growth model, okay, that which allows you life and legacy, capital and security, growth and innovation, purpose and context. All right. All of these together lead to the growth. Okay. But what is a DNA to make a family business resilient and make it last for generations? Trust. Space is the part of relationship. Communications is also relationship, and vision is something where we have this vision of being diverse, reinvesting our earnings back into the business, etc. So these are some of the things which are of a family business DNA. Now we come to the part, how do we take this and use it? So I want to talk about this thing called the family business constitution. All right. And after this, we shall take a break of 5 minutes. Family business constitution is, as I said, barely a third of family businesses, 30% make it from the second generation to the third. Okay. And only 4% make it into the fourth generation. All right. So when we do this, building the family business family constitution is very critical. What is the family constitution? It is actually a written document. It is actually a written document designed by and agreed by all the family members and for the family, of the people, by the people, for the people. All right. So that is what is a family constitution. Okay. So you tell me, okay, what do you think? And we're going to talk more about the family constitution. Can you rearrange the ones that you think are most important and then hit submit? Ali, I don't know whether you actually you can use your phone to use the QR code, or if you're on your computer, you can just go to this website, to this URL, polev.com/Kiran Kandade.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. I've got a
Okay.
bad connection, so I have to switch off the because I keep
No
losing the
worries.
session.
No,
Sorry.
no worries. I understand. No worries. So just rearrange with what you think is the most important. And then hit submit. Oops, sorry. And then we will talk about what is the family constitution. Okay, setting out a clear mission. It seems to be on the top right now. Does anybody else want some more time? Are you mostly done? So it seems to me like most of you want to believe that setting out a clear mission for the business is one of the key uses of the family constitution, right? I think because it is by the people, of the people, for the people, all right, it brings everybody, people take ownership because I created this document, I contributed to this document, people take ownership, it allows it to go from generation to generation, which is a way of ensuring that the business stays resilient. Okay, so the thing about the family constitution is actually physically written. And I strongly encourage people who are either a family business or probably heading towards, hopefully, to become a family business. All right. The benefits of a written family constitution is that, yes, it avoids conflict because you have regular meetings and you have communication. It allows you to define how should we raise concerns. It allows you to have a clear roadmap and strategy for succession, allows you to clarify different people so you don't have disguised employment. All right, you have clarified roles and responsibilities. When you have a difficult time, when there is conflicts, okay, but you need to swiftly make decisions, how do you make decisions in such times? And how do you keep the family united? These are some of the things. But what is in the family constitution? All right. In the family constitution, you have things like the mission and vision of the company. Everybody from the family who is part of this or who wants to contribute to this, even, for example, I know businesses where the mother, there's a husband, wife, and children, and the children have joined the business. The mother has always been a stay-at-home housewife, but the mother has a huge voice because her husband and she talk in the evenings, in the nights, etc. And so she definitely needs to be part of the family constitution as well. So core beliefs, all right? These are the things. Who will we recruit into the business? Which family members should we recruit? How do we offer them career paths? Should we get extended family into the family business? What kind of remuneration do we give to people in the family business? Do we say everybody who joins from the family, Jamie, your cousins, your second cousins, do everybody get similar salaries, or do we clearly define earnings based on the responsibilities that we take, what our performance expect? Everything of this is written. When you say succession planning, you talk about a skill matrix for next generation people. What are their skills? What are the gaps? Where do they need? How do we need to build capacity building? I suggest if my father had done something like this, he would not have, the company wouldn't have gone down into the red. It was, I think, sheer good luck and sheer, not just good fortune, very hard work by my sister that brought it back up again. But it could well have died. The company could well have died, and definitely things like succession planning, etc., was not done. Regular reviews of the business, a family council where you can have communication regularly, management of assets, wealth generation. When there is a dispute, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And if anybody in the family wants to leave the business, what exit policies do we have? Okay, so these are the things that you put into a family constitution, all right? And in order to build the family constitution, this is a checklist which you need to do. You need to check what are our values, what is our general communication strategy in this family. Do we communicate with one another? Do we talk to one another? Okay, what are our relationship dynamics? Are they very traditional relationship dynamics, like in patriarchal societies, in traditional societies? Father, son. I remember there was a family business that I knew, and this one was also in India. And the son had joined the father, and when they would go for meetings together, in front of customers, in front of everybody, he would address his father as daddy. He would not, I mean, but it was a business professional setting, but he would address his father. He'd say, it's disrespectful for me to call my father by his name or even Mr. So-and-so. All right. So relationship dynamics, when there's generations gaps, individuals have perspectives. Individuals have their own aspirations and ambitions. All right. How do we typically make? These are all some of the checklists that you need to take into account before you make your family constitution. On that note, I'm going to give you, it's 11:12. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. So at 11:17, we will join back again, because here I want to talk about two things: strategies that you can adopt and mindsets that you can adopt. These are the two things that we're going to talk about now. That will be your key takeaways. So can I see you at 11:17, please? So it's 5 minutes, and welcome back. And I hope Richard and Shika are listening wherever they are. So let's continue. So now we'll talk about these frameworks that we can use. Okay. So first of all, please do consider a family constitution. It's critical for taking your family from generations across, and as family members come in, okay? And if you need any mentoring or help, etc., you can come back to our Sustainable Family Research Lab, okay? Family Enterprise Research Lab. We do offer this kind of help and, consulting on things like building the family constitution, etc. Okay, through workshops, etc. No, we don't just say, go write this, go write that. We will develop workshops for you. Okay, so we're going to talk about two things. Okay, one is the mindset, and then is the strategy. These are the two things we're going to talk about in this second part of the workshop. All right. To understand family-owned businesses' history, McKinsey analyzed 600 publicly listed family-owned businesses, and they found that younger family-owned businesses tend to target aggressive growth at first. So when the business is 10 years old, 5 years old, etc., they target growth, and then as they mature, they begin to value preservation. Okay, so this is something that, so they look, it's okay to have slightly lower growth, but so long as we are preserving the culture, we are not letting the company die. Okay, we focus on that. So that is something that we family-owned businesses have been doing. All right. So what are these secrets of family businesses? Now, here is a formula. It's called the 4+5 formula. Okay. 4 is the mindsets and 5 are strategic actions. Okay. Don't need to write this down. I will share these slides with you. Okay, I will share these slides with you. Just if you have a question, just please click on the raise your hand in the screen and we can quickly address a question, or hopefully at the end we can do it. Okay, so we're going to talk about each of these mindsets and each of these strategic actions, right? So the mindset 1 is a purpose beyond profits, right? When we talk about mindset 1, it is that we know 53% of consumers say that their values have changed. 53% of consumers tell us that they would go to a company that follows, that matches, resonates with their own values. Okay. 78% of consumers believe that companies have a larger role in society beyond being only making profit. Business as an agent for change in society. Businesses have a greater purpose from just making, is somebody trying to join the screen, join the thing? Okay, I don't know. Okay, 70% of workers think that companies will operate more sustainably and after COVID, and 56% of consumers have re-evaluated the societal role of companies.
Sorry, that could be Shika. She wanted to join with their phone.
Sorry, say that again.
You said someone trying to join. It could be Shika. She wanted to join while she was driving.
But she's still here. Oh, but is Shika trying to join Sinman?
I think she said she's from the
No.
parent, and so she needs to
Can you
just
see her? Can you see her requesting to join?
No.
Yeah, even I can't see.
No,
Okay.
no
Well,
worries. If that's, I will let her in. No worries.
okay, thank you, Sinman. Thank you. Okay, so your customers' needs, your business's profit, gives you business's process gives you profits, but also leads to your higher purpose. So the first mindset is having a higher purpose beyond profit. That is one of the things that leads to sustainable businesses across generations. Okay, that's the first mindset. Second mindset is a long-term perspective. When you have a long-term perspective, okay, strategic patience. Patience is so you don't an instant gratification. We made profits. I want to take that money out immediately so I can buy a BMW or I can buy a Mercedes car. Okay. And I'm not saying we all want to live good lives. We all want that. We want to go on that holiday to Greece or to Turkey or, or wherever it is. I want to go to Turkey. Okay. So, but that's my personal thing, but I'm not a business owner. All right. So when you look, there's a European retailer who adopted an always buy, never sell philosophy in terms of acquiring assets. Okay. Made a profitable brand and faced public scrutiny for 6 years and then changed it because it was constantly, it was not making profits. It was going low on the profits, but having a long-term view. So the second mindset is about the long-term perspective. Okay. If you could just do me a favor, because you're going to go into breakout rooms now. If you could just write purpose beyond, just the titles of these, because you'll need them for your discussions. Purpose beyond profits is one. Okay. Or what I will do is I will share this screen when you are in your rooms. Okay. I will share this screen with you. Okay. So you will have them. Okay. Financial, being conservative financially, not necessarily aggressive, but this is something that comes naturally to family businesses, being financially conservative. All right. Because as I said right at the start, that family businesses are not just a business, they also support the family. They are the income for the family. They produce wealth for the family. So they tend to be conservative. So 40% of outperforming family-owned businesses used debt to finance over 50% of their investments. Okay, and they have leverage ratios 6% points lower than family-owned businesses. I really don't want to go into finance, so I'm assuming that most of you know what these thoughts are about. Okay, they prefer investing in marketing, sales, and manufacturing over high-risk areas like R&D, which is why family-owned businesses tend to be less innovative than non-family businesses. That is one place where family-owned businesses lag behind their non-family counterparts. They are less innovative. All right. They outperform their non-family counterparts, except in times of succession. In times of succession, family-owned businesses take a dip in their performance, in their profitability. All right. So being financially conservative actually enables family businesses to stay resilient and to stay across, to make their way across crises, across generations. Okay. The fourth one is efficient decision making. Sorry, did someone say something? Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave these three models over here. Okay. Once a CEO has a strategy in mind, it is easier to implement changes. This is what a Japanese family-owned business said. Okay. This approach to decision making has allows family-owned businesses to execute major plans, to achieve major goals, right? And to achieve market expansions, etc. So having efficient decision making is great. A family constitution helps in that, particularly when you have different people in the family having different perspectives and different ways of thinking or different approaches. A family constitution says that when happens, this is how we are going to take the decision. All right. So I was interviewing a family business where the father had 3 children. All right. 1 daughter and 2 sons. And he did not name any of them as the managing director or as the buck stops here. All right. So now what happened is that the 3 of them worked quite well together. But when they had a clash, they just said, okay, if their way of agreeing to this was majority wins. We don't, if 2 people want one thing and one person wants the other thing, then we will go with what the 2 of us want. Okay. So that was their decision-making process. And they agreed to it. That even if I think I want to do something, but my other 2 siblings or the other 2 family members want something else, we just go by voting. And I'm not saying it's the best, but it is a decision-making approach or a process. So we need to have these processes set earlier so we know how we will proceed in the event of conflict, in the event of different perspectives, right? So these are our 4 family mindsets, okay? What I want you to do now is I will share that one screen in which it is, not leave the strategies alone. I just want you to go into your, how many are we have now? We have Ali, we have Jamie, we have Elma, and we have Richard. But I think Shika is not able to join right now. So I'm going to just put Ali and Jamie into 2. And can you manually do it for me, either Kevan or Sinman? Can you manually put 2 people into a breakout room each?
Yeah, I can.
You give us your feedback. What was, just summarize the discussion. What what mindsets resonated with you, and how do you think you can apply it? Let's go with who was in room 1. Was that Elma?
I'm not sure what room I was in, but yeah, I can start with that. So we were just saying that what resonates was purpose beyond profit.
Okay.
And what I can relate to is the fact that the company that I work for, they are not only there to make a profit, but they also are there to help the community in terms of allowing people spaces so that they can create and thrive. So small businesses, there's a community that is built from that. So they have like emerging artists, so people that needs a space to create, to start up. They also have the opportunity to get that at a discounted rate, also have it as a community rate, or even on a basis where it may be free. It just depends on what is happening, and they have that opportunity. So they are not only there for the profitability, but also ensuring that there is a community within that that business that allows people to have spaces to create their own businesses as well, which is really an important and good thing.
Well said, Elma. Who was your partner?
I can't remember his name, sorry. It was Richard.
Richard, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Richard. Okay. In family business research, there is a concept called socio-emotional wealth. Family businesses create beyond money and profits. They create and generate socio-emotional wealth because family businesses enrich the communities in which they are based. Right? So that's the thing. So what you're essentially talking about, Elma and Richard, is about the socio-emotional wealth that you feel that is a mindset that, you feel would be great to focus on. Right? Excellent. So let's talk about room 2. Shika, Jamie, and Ali. Who's going to talk? Go for it. Yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I spoke quite a bit about a long-term perspective mindset, which is quite an interesting conversation because we are kind of currently going through this at the moment, that we don't really have a structure in place currently in terms of the number of dividends that want to be taken out of the company as opposed to reinvesting into it.
Right.
And it causes a bit of confusion because the current main shareholders are maybe at that retirement age and they're happy to take out the dividends.
Right.
But myself, who is ambitious, and what I want to get out of the business is to see it grow and to really scale it. That's what my fulfillment is. So there's a balancing act in place as to what that needs to look like. And until we have a structure in place, which we're currently working on, then people can be left disappointed or get angry or whatever from that.
Right. Well said. Excellent. Okay. A long-term perspective is something that actually gives you a lot of strength. So it also enables you, and coupled with the family constitution, okay, a long-term perspective can enable you to say, okay, because in the long term, we all know there will be ups and there will be downs. If not a COVID, then a something else. Okay, if not something else, America will do something. Okay, a war in Ukraine, something or the other will happen that will impact us. So when we have a long-term perspective and when we have this family constitution in place, we actually find ways to get past them. So that's excellent. So what I want to talk about now is about the strategic actions. Remember, we said 4 mindsets and 5 strategic actions, right? So the thing is that one is diversified portfolios. When we were talking in the first breakout, so people came up with this thought of one of the resilience came from diversification. Although the thoughts that came were more about pivoting. I think Shika, you brought it up. It was about pivoting, which is more reactive. Okay, whereas diversified portfolio is a very strategic way of thinking. All right, so outperforming family-owned businesses have substantial share of revenues that come from beyond their core businesses. All right. So that's a strategy that we can look at. Now, if you look over here, okay, look at the sectors of the top 100 oldest family-owned businesses. All right. 21 of them are diversified. All right. When you say that they're diversified, they can go through my mergers or acquisitions. They can, buy over companies or strategically move into different. The diversification could be by market. The diversification doesn't have to be only a portfolio of products or services. It could also be market based. So we are going to diversify into various markets. So these are some of so diversification is one of the things. Of course, should you diversify? It is it has there are implications. Okay, diversification has sources of wealth accumulation, and it has implications at the shareholder level. All right. So when you say diversification strategy, okay, you also need to understand that for diversification we need investment. All right. So when we earn, do we put it back into our company to reinvest to diversify? That allows our company to be more resilient to ups and downs, vagaries of the market, vagaries of life. All right. And that allows us to actually get past these problems in life that we have. Okay. Dynamic resource allocation. The thing is that when you reallocate, that is one thing that family businesses tend to do. Allocating our resources more aggressively, right, than non-family businesses. All right. So they shift capital between businesses, between regions. All right. And that enables these businesses to actually surmount problems. In one region they have a problem, they can manage their income and their growth from another region. All right. So when you dynamically reallocate your resources and in a more aggressive fashion, okay, you will tend to find that this leads to resilience. Again, all of these needs to be in conjunction with a family constitution. Let's not forget the family constitution being very critical to take our families forward, now our family businesses forward. The third one is efficient investors and efficient operators. Okay. Outperforming family businesses are efficient at investing and at operation. So actually spend effort in creating efficient processes. So I'm on the board of advisors of a family business in India. And in this board of advisors, one of the things what I do for them is, because I'm not a finance person. I'm not good. I don't understand finances, and I can't make financial advice or financial guidance. But what I can do is operations guidance, people guidance, team management, okay, leadership development. These are the areas. So one of the first things I told this company is that spend time, spend effort, because they were growing. The company is growing very well. And so they're getting business and they're just spending, they were putting all their efforts in delivering those business without spending effort at efficiently managing their processes. Right. And particularly when a company is smaller, when it's 20 people, when it's 30 people, when it's 10 people, you feel, what processes? There is just so few of us. We know what to do. But when the company grows to 50, when it grows to 100, when it grows to introduce processes into the DNA of the company at that time is very difficult. So putting processes for your operations and for your investments when the company is small feels like an overkill. At times, it feels like a weight on the company that we can go faster without, or it feels as if we are talking about red tape or bureaucracy. Okay. But when you have processes, so for example, this company, whom I'm on the board of advisors, they supply equipment to large steel plants, etc. And they found that sometimes after they have installed their equipment on those steel plants on the shop floors, it just depends that one of the foremen or somebody of that sort has got his own reasons for not liking your company and wanted your competitor to come in, but the senior management gave the order to your company. So they keep trying to find a fault with the machine, with the installation. So what we advised them was to have a process in their operations that when their engineers go to do the installation, they have a checklist, the process is there, the foreman ticks off, signs and gives it off. So then we have a thing that, no, we left a working system. All right, we can come and troubleshoot, but we left a working system. So once we start introducing processes, we find that this works, allows us, that's a great strategy to use for creating resilience in the long term. Focusing on talent. All of you have talked about it. Focusing on talent, focusing on relationships, all right, building relationships. So family owned businesses, okay, when they are in a position to attract top talent. One of the things this same company that I'm on a board of advisors for is doing right now, as we speak, they are doing this. What are they doing? They're renovating their business because they found that while they were doing very well, they didn't, we don't have time to put a nice reception or a nice thing. But when somebody came for an interview, came to the entrance of the company and turned around and went away and said, I don't want to work for this company. Whereas it's a highly profitable company, growing, aggressively growing, extremely high growth chart, but you need to attract talent. Everybody wants to work in a nice place. Your employees want to work in a nice place. It's not just frills. Okay, giving people a nice place, offering people, they're making a little kind of kitchenette over there so their employees can go make their coffee and tea and so on and so forth, etc. How else you need to attract talent? So focusing on talent, what is it that attracts talent? Maybe talent, it's not just about a pretty office. It's also about showing them a growth path. Talented people want to see a path. How am I going to go ahead? What's going to happen to me? Otherwise, all right, I'm getting a job because I have no other job. I'll take a job with you and I'll continue looking for a job. And 2 months later, I will leave you and go. Okay, so you don't want to, it's not just about attracting talents, it's about being a talent magnet. What is a talent magnet? You attract and you keep. All right, so that is strategic action 4. And strategic action 5 is a 4-room model. This one is where you think of your business as having a separate room for each stakeholder. Who are your stakeholders? Your employees are your stakeholders. Your shareholders are your stakeholders. Your customers are your stakeholders. Your vendors are your stakeholders. Right? Your bankers are your stakeholders, or financial institutions. If you think of each of your stakeholder as having a separate room with rules for what may be decided in each room, all right, that allows you to clarify. So the 4-room model is a strategy that is really very great in achieving long-term resilience. Okay, so we are not going to go into a breakout room for this, but what I would like you to do is I will within about in the next couple hours, I will send you this slide so you will get this. I'd like each of you to write just 1 sentence or 2 sentences on each of these. I do not need you to write long. The bigger idea, like you said, written is better than just thinking. Okay, spend about half an hour between today and tomorrow. Okay, before you come for the workshop tomorrow, just spend half an hour and fill in these 3 ideas. Just a sentence or 2 in each of them. Do you have dreams for family continuity? Or do you not? It's okay. If you think it's all right, once I reach an age, I will bring the company to a certain point, I will sell the company. I'm not interested in my next generation. It's a fine attitude to have. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you have this hope or this vision or this dream, just write about that. Okay. Write to me your long-term dreams or hopes for your business. I have a cousin. He is a serial entrepreneur. He's very wealthy, very rich. He starts up a business. He gets a great business idea. He starts up a business, runs it for 5 years, brings it to an excellent point, sells it, takes a holiday for 2 years, and starts up a new business. That's how he operates. All right. And that works for him. He says, I don't like the nitty-gritty of running businesses. I like the adrenaline of starting up and pushing through all that, and then I'm done. Okay. I want you to talk about 1 diversification idea and your thoughts about a family constitution, just a couple sentences. Going forward, what mindset framework resonates most with you and what strategic action can you apply immediately? These are 3 things. Literally, you're going to be writing about 7, 8 sentences or 10 sentences. Any questions about homework? Does it make sense?
I have a quick question. Sorry, I apologize.
Don't worry.
So on the going forward, can we do a 60-second recap on that slide? The mindset framework.
If you wish, yes, yes, absolutely up to you. I want you to write down, the reason I want you to write it is because when you write it, Literally, some of these old cliches, the pen is mightier than the sword, didn't come from nowhere. Writing down things is a way of taking thoughts which are inside your head and articulating them out. When you hear the words, when you see the words, they actually make more sense to you and you can play with them. Okay, so I'd like you to do these 3 things. Any questions about tomorrow's homework? No? Okay, so can you just take a minute for me before we go into Q&A? All right, can you please just give me a feedback on today's session? And if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate, there's a qualitative feedback sentence, because we would like to use these feedback to, in our going forward marketing of our programs.
I'm waiting for it to load, but do you want live feedback?
No. It's not, you're not able to, you're not able to see the form?
It's still loading.
Oh, Sinman, can you see it? Can you get there?
Right. Let me give you one moment.
1 second. Why is this doing this? This is very strange. Let me just.
Not loaded for anybody else?
Yeah, it loads. It's fine.
It loads?
Yep.
Let me see what is wrong. Have I closed the thing by any chance?
Kieran, is it open to people outside the organization?
Yeah, I've got anyone can respond.
Okay.
I've put it as anyone can respond. Not only people in Brunel. I've got anyone can respond, but that's what I've got here. I'm going to copy the link and put it into the chat. This chat here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to copy the link and put it into the chat. Has other people got it? Elma, Richard, Jamie?
Yes, I have.
Shika?
The link in the chat works for me.
Okay. All right. Great.
I don't know if it was just my, yeah,
No,
but
it's
the link
thank
in the
you.
chat worked, so I've got that
Okay,
thing.
excellent, excellent. Thank you. Oh, we lost Richard, is it? Does anybody have any last questions?
No, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. So I'll see you all at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yes.
See you then.
Take care.
Excellent. See you.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.